everyone, welcome to Find Your Flow. I'm Natalie and you're watching Speed Yoga. This is for the hands and the wrists, so hop on your mat and I'll meet you there. Jumping straight on in to find a mountain's pose towards the back of your mat. When you arrive there, plant through the feet, toes track forwards, knees softly bend over the toes and let your awareness rise all the way from the soles of the feet up through the legs to the torso, to the shoulders, the arms. Rise a little taller in the spinal space and reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. So stand here for a few moments, checking in with your breath and just being aware of where we are right now. We have arrived, we are doing this practice. So what's your intention for this practice? Why have you chosen this video today? Find 3 full breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. Invitation to close down the eyes. Just connect to the ground beneath you. And on your final exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Nice. Awesome. Start to find circles through the wrists now in one direction. We're going to be sending some love to the wrist by strengthening and also finding a little bit of space around this area and everything that goes into it, everything that's connected to it. Send your circles in both directions. And then bringing the hands together in front to 2 fists. Start to circle around. So the backs of the hands come to touch, the knuckles dial towards us and then back out. I'm moving both directions here, a little bit of yoga for the brain, trying to work out which way to go. Just make sure you're moving, don't get too confused by it. Awesome. Release the hands, bring the chin down towards the chest and roll slowly into Uttanasana, find a forward fold. Hug opposite hand to opposite elbow, really nice bend in the knees as we start to sway heavily side to side like a pendulum. Maintaining this steady relationship, this connection to your breath, taking this with us throughout our practice. Release the hands, walk forwards and find a tabletop. Hands and knees on the ground. Keeping the wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Start to circle around over the wrists so the shoulders come over towards the fingertips and then come back round. Moving here with intention. Pressing into each of the fingertips. And we have the option of staying here on the knees, or if we want to find a little more, we can tuck our toes under, lift the knees, add a little load in our high plank, finding the same circular motion. And if this is way too much, bring the knees to the ground. Just find wherever you are today, take what you need, and then send your circle the opposite way whenever you're ready. Keep breathing here, and the wrists might feel super tender. That might be the reason you've shown up to this practice today. So take it steady. We always have the option of lifting our hands up onto some form of support by way of bricks or blocks, maybe a cushion, some pillows, whatever. Slightly harder surface though, just to provide that stability for the hand and wrist. Nice. And then working our way back to center, we'll tuck our toes under, start to sit back over our feet. We don't want to forget our feet here as we send a little bit of love to this space. So rock back and then rock forwards and stay here a moment longer. Again, maybe you find a very slight pulsing. Come all the way back and all the way forward. Nice. Then the next time you come back, stay there. Keeping the heel of the hand on the ground, lift the fingertips up towards the sky. You're going to do this as far as you can until maybe it starts to feel a little too much. Ease out if you need to. And breathe. Keep the fingers nice and active here. Spreading wide through each of them. Find one more full breath. We're just improving the wrist strength and control here in extension. As we exhale, come all the way back to center and finding wrist push-ups. So keeping our fingers on the ground as we tent our palms and lift the heel of our hands off and then releasing. Lifting and releasing. Keep moving here with your own breath. A few more times. This is a small movement, but you'll feel it's pretty intense. If we want to take some of the weight bearing off our hands here in order to do this, we can sit back and just work here, applying less of our weight onto the hands. Find one more breath. And then everybody come to meet in tabletop again. We'll send our fingertips out to the sides of our mat. And if we know we have a bit more space to play with today, walking the wrists closer towards one another in the center. If not, then just keep them out nice and wide. And we'll rock it side to side. Awesome. Couple more times each way. And then come back to center and just come to sit back onto the legs. Shake out through the hands, the wrists. Arriving here, and if this isn't comfortable, then just come to find a seat that is good for you. Just for the next couple of postures we'll be exploring. Interlacing the hands and reaching the palms forward towards the front of your mat. And mindful as we do this that the shoulders aren't hunching all the way up near the ears. Remember, everything's connected. So as we find a softness in our shoulders, it helps us to send this sense of ease all the way down our arms, all the way to our hands. So spending 3 more full breaths here. Nice. And on your last exhale, flip it so that the palms face towards you and press the backs of the hands away towards the front of the mat. A little bit of a different feeling here. Keep the space between the palms nice and wide. So we send a little bit of love to the wrists. Find 2 more breaths where you are. And then release. Awesome. Scrunching through the hands as much as you can, really, really tight fists, and then spread the fingers out nice and wide, like headlights on a car flashing on and off. Keep moving here. Really exaggerate this movement. So scrunch the wrists as hard as you can and then spread the hands as wide as you can. This is really, really nice, simple movement that you can do. Well, most of these movements are, but just if you are feeling any stress or tension in the hands and wrists, maybe you're at work or maybe you're driving in traffic, if you're just walking along, this is a really great thing to do, really simple, that can just help to relieve a little bit of the tension that's built up in this space. Awesome. Now shake it out, shake it off, come forwards and tucking the toes under, we're going to rise to a downward facing dog, just one down dog today. So reaching the arms out in front, sending the tailbone high. When you're ready, we'll meet here. So taking our attention to our fingertips and really pressing through each of the fingertips, being aware that the thumb is coming down towards the ground. Nice. If you want a little pedal in your down dog, go for it, of course. And then coming to center, we're going to tent our left palm and come onto our left fingertips. Staying here. Just noticing how it feels, this variation of our down dog. We can either stay where we are or start to rock our weight forwards to come into a plank pose. Keeping those left fingertips on the earth, palm lifted. This is quite intense, so breathe deep. Nice. Finding one more breath here. If you're in your plank, keep the heels sending away, legs nice and active, and then lift up. Nice. Wiggle through the left fingertips, bring the hand back down to the ground. Same thing on the other side. Tent through the right palm, fingertips to the earth, downward dog, with the option of rocking forwards. Maybe if you're a little further along in your practice, this is where you are today. If not, no worries. Breathe here. Awesome. Lift up to down dog. Plant the right palm, wiggle through the fingertips, and then everybody knees to the earth. Take the knees about hips distance apart, tops of the feet planting down as we soften the head, and paint the mat as we reach the hands back behind us. And just wiggle through the fingers here. Take any soft movement that you'd like to in the hands, the wrist space. And then come in to finish our practice with 3 full breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Feel the belly expanding, pressing into the tops of the thighs, and then softening. Nice and slow, rise back up. Bring palms together at the heart. I thank you so much for joining me today. From my heart to yours, namaste.